Boom shakalaka, why Bitcoin price was rejected, and a few solid reasons to be a little bit patient. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including why price got rejected and a few reasons to be patiently bullish. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, come join us on Twitter at @Crypto_Love, push that like button. Now, fear and greed 47, same as we were yesterday. However, the overall market down 1%, Bitcoin at 26,738, Ethereum at 1607, BNB at 210, XRP 50 cents, Dogecoin 6 cents, Cardano 24 cents, Solana $19, and Toncoin 233. Now, Bitcoin getting rejected by the 50-day moving average, this yellow line right here, and sitting just above the 40,000 by halving orange dashed support line right here. Now, when Bitcoin has historically broken through the 50-day moving average after being underneath all three 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages, price has shot up quite rapidly afterwards. So should we break through there, particularly if we get squeezed, well, that could send the price much higher very, very quickly. But for the time being, it seems like since mid-April, every time the RSI hits 73.31 on the 4-hour chart, which is this red line right here, the price of Bitcoin has retraced. You can see it here and here and here and here. Well, we're seeing this again as Bitcoin approaches the descending resistance trend line at 27.4. A correction from here might take Bitcoin to 25.2 or below, providing a potential buy the dip opportunity. However, watch out for 4-hour candles to close above 27.4 because it could signal the return of the bull run. How low do we think price is going? 25.2? Yes, certainly reasonable. But when you have comments like this, a dip to 15.9 might be golden. Everybody's waiting for those dips, means it's not going to happen. As you can see here, we are in the accumulation pre-bull territory. We're a gentle, gradual upward move before we get to bull run territory. We're about halfway through that period right now. So you're running out of time to accumulate. As a matter of fact, based on this cap MVRV curve, it's a great on-chain measure and closely linked to the Bitcoin cycle. We're now past the bottom level, which is down here when it gets close to this white line, which Bitcoin returns after peaking, ranging at a level of -1. This is historically meant we're heading towards a new all-time high, and that new all-time high less than 2 years away. As a matter of fact, when we have historically been in this level where the red line is, that's roughly about 96 bars or about 672 days before the next peak, which could put the next peak at May of 2025, roughly a year after the halving, which coincidentally would be pretty normal for Bitcoin peak year after the halving. It turns out it all starts with divergences. If we take a look back in 2022, we had a nice bullish divergence with the RSI and price going down, RSI going up. And that was before Bitcoin price went from, you can see the prices here on the left, from $15,000 all the way to $30,000. We'll take a look. We have the same territory. This is daily candles. These were weekly candles. But if we take a look, this could potentially push Bitcoin up quite a bit higher if we can break through that resistance at 27.4. So where does that leave us? Well, after 10 months spent around the bottom purple and blue MVRV deviation bands, you can see down here, Bitcoin has now made its second visit just below the green. This marked the local bottom in 2016, and in 2019 were not for that pesky black swan. The time we spent at the bottom of this cycle was the same amount as 2015 back here. Everything that maybe the downside from 2019 was just so great because the run-up was so massive, it even managed to reach the cycle top band. So the red band is currently priced at $54,000, but don't worry, that goes up at the end of the game. Which cycle do you think this resembles most? Well, as we can see, we've had that bottoming near the blue and the purple line. We have reached double time on that green line. And historically, that's about all it hits before we start going up. And you can see towards the end of the cycle, the red line goes up dramatically. Well, right now at 54, and we could be headed much, much higher for that. As a matter of fact, an initial interim top could potentially be the 61.8 fib for Bitcoin. We can see in previous cycles from the top to the bottom, the 61.8 fib. This is the 50 fib. This is the 61.8 fib. The 61.8 fib here is $48,000. The 50 fib would be roughly $40,000. So somewhere roughly between $40,000 and $48,000, we could see a mid-cycle top before a pullback and a massive bull run in the end. So why be patient? This is a good question because a lot of people, they think, well, if I sell it now, I can buy it back in at $10,000. That's assuming it goes back down to $10,000. But as you saw from the comments earlier, unlikely to reach those levels. Even $15,000 would be hard pressed to reach those levels. You see, Bitcoin is not going to 12K, and here is why. First thing, 94,000 Bitcoin were 2.6 billion lost forever. 93% of all Bitcoin has now been mined. Rumors of BlackRock secretly buying 12,500 Bitcoins. Institutions filed for Bitcoin ETFs with 17.7 trillion assets under management, and Bitcoin market cap is only $538 billion versus gold's $100 trillion. Only 6.3% of total Bitcoin supply left on exchanges, and the Bitcoin halving is just 200 days away. A lot of reasons to be patiently and expectantly bullish for Bitcoin. So that's all for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, push the like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.
From now on, if you don't own Bitcoin, you're a moron.